Lio Rush will defend his global championship against Elias and Punishment Martinez. Jeff Cobb and Hangman Page will also do battle at TakeOver New Orleans. Lio Rush! I didn't notice! Lio Rush stormed the ring! Rush with a chair! The Hangman is coming for Jeff Cobb, and he hopes that Cobb is ready to be exposed. Kushida versus Iwatani, another big match signed for NXT TakeOver New Orleans. Brian Cage and Tyler Bate fighting backstage here in the parking lot. The main event at TakeOver is getting far more heated. Hello and welcome Universe Mode. This is NXT. We are one show away from WrestleMania weekend. We are one show away from NXT TakeOver New Orleans to go with it. And that one show is this very one, and a huge main event coming our way later on this evening as we gear up for TakeOver. Jeff Cobb, one-on-one against the NXT champion Tyler Bate. It's going to be a great one, there's no denying it. And we strap ourselves in for what promises to be an incredible night of action. Just a few days away from TakeOver New Orleans. It's God, that night's going to be big for NXT. There's no denying it. So many big matches on its way, and we're going to be seeing a lot of build-up for them later during this evening. And we're going to be seeing some right now as we're going to kick things off with a tag team match. Lio Rush and Elias will team against the duo of Eric Young and Killian Dane of SAnitY. Punishment Martinez will of course be at ringside for them, but that is going to be a very interesting scenario they're going to find themselves in regarding Rush and Elias, because like I said, as we all know, this weekend at TakeOver, they face off in a triple threat match for the NXT Global Championship. That makes it a very interesting scenario for one. And of course for two, Elias and Lio Rush, it was 2 weeks ago or so, 3 weeks ago now, that they were squaring off one-on-one for the right to be. Actually, it was 2 weeks ago, wasn't it? They were squaring off for the right to be the NXT Global Champion. That got taken away from them by Punishment Martinez. And now Rush and Elias have to put their differences aside in order to work together to beat SAnitY. Is that going to work or not? I mean, we're going to find out in this match, aren't we? But you can certainly have some differing opinions on that, Matt, and I don't think so. I don't think any of them would be wrong either. You could definitely see reasons for these guys to not be able to work with one another. You could see as well a common enemy between Elias and Lio Rush in Punishment Martinez, so it's their job to send a message to SAnitY, or to Punishment Martinez rather, through SAnitY. And of course SAnitY are making sure to pay close attention to how they perform this evening as well, because they've got their NXT Tag Team title rematch against the Broken Brilliance come TakeOver New Orleans as well. It's a big night for the champions, there's no denying it. Every champion defending their title at TakeOver New Orleans has to have a concern within them that it might be the only time they hold on to that belt again. I don't know why I was thinking only time. I think I was thinking more of the Broken Brilliance there, but it definitely could be the last time they hold on to a title for some of them. There's no denying the fact that the challengers for this TakeOver are dangerous. They are dangerous, they are problematic, and they could also be our champions. As these guys could be three-time NXT Tag Team Champions in just a short while when they go into New Orleans and look to take the titles away once again from the Broken Brilliance. SAnitY coming towards the ring right now, preparing for this match. And there's the man on the right, public enemy number one of Lio Rush and Elias. The man responsible for why neither of them won their match 2 weeks ago when the global title was on the line in Punishment Martinez. SAnitY themselves have got to be having a bit of a boost to momentum, because it was last week where Killian Dane, actually been these last 2 weeks, is it not? Where Matt Hardy has been beaten first by Eric Young, then by Killian Dane, which definitely can have an impact heading into TakeOver. There's no denying it. Yes, they may only be singles matches, but to still beat one half of the tag team champions can knock the momentums of the champions heading into that event. There's no denying it, but what should be a very interesting match is actually what's coming up later on this evening. Talking about the champions, Pentagon Jr. to go one-on-one in action against none other than Punishment Martinez. So a very interesting night. A great deal of action coming our way as we gear into a show that without a doubt has the potential to still be the greatest takeover we've ever seen. SAnitY, though, ready for this one right now. Lio Rush and Elias. Yeah, I don't know if they're going to be discussing tactics or not on the outside, or if they're even going to be getting through to one another, trying to discuss tactics on the outside. What I do know is this match is about to begin. And, oh, that's that out of the way early on. Elias wants no part of this. Walking out on Lio Rush right now. Referee has no choice but to ring the bell. And Eric Young will start things off here against Lio Rush, but Elias wants no part to play in it. He's gone backstage, and interestingly enough as well, so too has Punishment Martinez. He came out for the entrance, and Martinez is gone. The challengers to the NXT Global title have left the champion by himself. This is now essentially SAnitY's free reign to beat down on the champion for both the assistance of Elias and Punishment Martinez. There ain't going to be any Elias on his way. The referee can't do anything about it either. Elias chose to walk out. He wasn't the legal man. Referee can't count out Elias. Lio Rush, though, hardly stabbed in the back. There probably should have been something in the back of his mind that would have expected something like this. Rush, though, still going to fight. And fight he shall. Reverse DDT to Eric Young there, trying to get going in the early phases of this match. Into the cover goes Lio Rush, trying to put away Eric Young early on, trying to get through this match as soon as possible to get him to take over. It just, I mean, do you admire this about Rush, or do you kind of lambast the stupidity of it? Is it admirable to fight on in this scenario, 2-on-1? You know, I know there's the talk about what it means to be a champion, but is it so wise to fight on in this scenario? Or do you just, or would he be safer just getting himself disqualified and moving on to take over New Orleans? I imagine a beatdown from SAnitY is probably going to hurt a little bit less than what he's going through right now, because he's trying to fight back against them as well. So this is effectively a match, a beatdown. Yeah, it's going to hurt, but it might be over quicker than this match. Doesn't seem as if that latter tactic is running through the mind of Lio Rush, being a very honorable global champion right now, choosing to fight on here against Killian Dane and Eric Young, regardless of the situation he finds himself in. Here goes Rush, leaping. Oh no, went for the enziguri there. Dane got out of the way of it and just runs down Lio Rush. Elias and Martinez got to be watching on backstage now and almost laughing at this, reveling in the fact that the champion, who is already at a very low percentage chance of holding on to that title, now is at an even lower possibility, probably, considering what he's got to go through here tonight. Lio Rush, though, regardless of any statistics, is not choosing to give in. Whether or not this affects his match or takeover or not, it seems as if it doesn't matter to him. Lio Rush just wants to fight right now, and that's what he's going to do. Drop kick there. Dane doesn't come off his feet. Might have been planning for a super kick there. Oh, this time he got him with it. Super kick. Caught Dane in the leg, and he came off his feet. Lio Rush now to the outside. He is sent by Killian Dane. Tag made. EY, the legal man now. And I gotta say, SAnitY taking care of business right now, just the way they'd want to. Controlling this match just how they'd like to. And this is going to be pivotal for them when it comes to regaining those tag team titles from Hardy and Pentagon Jr., who are both in singles matches this evening. Stomping the gut there by Eric Young, who brings in brings in Lio Rush rather. Death Valley driver to him. And things aren't looking too good for Lio Rush now. Started off hot, but is on a very downward spiral pretty much since he got dropped to the outside. Double back body drop, and the global champion in huge trouble. But as I said, he is not going to give in. Lio Rush continuing to try and fight here. Countered by Killian Dane. Oh no, what's Dane going to do here from the second rope? Are you kidding me? Oh, splashing down on Lio Rush, right down on the ribs there. The agony that's going to be caused from that. I know he said it could be brave of Rush to continue to fight on, but now he's just taking a battering. He is just taking a beating from SAnitY here. And Punishment Martinez and Elias have to love every moment of this, because it is looking more and more likely that they can walk out with the global title come TakeOver New Orleans. Elias started this by walking out on him. Killian Dane will finish it by planting Lio Rush in the ring. Ulster plantation. And with a cover on Lio Rush, it is victory for SAnitY. And if they fight like that, if they have that tag team mindset to them at TakeOver, we could be looking at tag team champions once again. Eric Young and Killian Dane have been a threshold, a lock on the NXT Tag Team division now for the better part of a year and a half. Will they continue to make history in it with another tag team title reign at TakeOver? We await to see if that'll be the case or not. As for right now, that triple threat match at TakeOver New Orleans between Elias, Lio Rush and Punishment Martinez is one that you definitely do not want to miss. And all this match did is add fuel to Lio Rush's fire. But there's also got to be the question of how much of a beating did he take in this one, particularly on his ribs. I suppose we'll find out come TakeOver, but as for now, it is time to move on to the next contest of the evening. Kushida with a big opportunity here as he gears up for his contest against Hideo Itami at TakeOver New Orleans by going one-on-one against one half of the NXT Tag Team Champions in Matt Hardy. Kushida heading towards the ring here. Last week, he stood toe-to-toe in the ring with Matt Hardy. with Hideo Itami. They talked it out. I think there was every bit of intention from Itami to try and force Kushida to hit him right then and there. I think he was trying to aggravate Kushida any way that he could, and it didn't quite work the way he wanted it to. Yes, it's safe in saying that that is the case, but the reality also is that Kushida now has to win this weekend. He has talked about how he hates Itami, how Itami had no respect for him, and it shows. Well, now it's the job of Kushida at TakeOver to show that there deserves to be a repayment, essentially, for Itami refusing to take his ways. And Itami deserves to be punished for not taking his ways, for not heeding his message, for turning his back on him. And that's to beat him. Hideo Itami's going to be watching this one very closely indeed, as a battle between two incredibly talented in-ring athletes for different purposes, for different reasons, head towards the ring. Matt Hardy, of course, who has reformed his career, and Pentagon Juniors with the Broken Brilliance. Talked already about their title match with SAnitY. Matt Hardy on a 2-match losing streak right now, both in singles matches, both to members of SAnitY. Needs to turn things around this evening to try and pick up a big win. Because yes, it's all well and good Pentagon Jr. potentially beating Punishment Martinez, but if Matt Hardy is still on the back foot, if he's still suffering defeat, that's going to knock the confidence of Hardy and the Broken Brilliance heading into TakeOver. It is a tough competition, though. It is a tough athlete that Hardy has to take on. Hammerstein Ballroom definitely on the side of Hardy, though. But yes, like I said, he has a tough opponent to take on. Kushida cannot be overlooked for a moment. Drilling the arm early on is Matt Hardy here, looking to try and get under. Looking to try and break through Kushida. Sweep of the leg there by Kushida. Hardy takes a moment to recover. Pushed him back slightly. Oh, big chop in the chest there. Hardy now, though, trying to capitalize. Kushida stops him up on the shoulders. And DDT'd into the mat by Matt Hardy there. As I said, Tommy's going to have a close eye on this, especially after their face-to-face encounter. This match this weekend between these two guys is all about respect. And the lack thereof it from Hideo Itami since he's turned his back on Kushida has been alarming. It has spoken volumes, truth be told. Stamp right in the arm there by Matt Hardy as he looks to turn things around here. Hardy doing a decent job of turning the match into his favor right now. Of course, like I said, he's got to pick up a win here. It's a dog-eat-dog world right now heading into TakeOver. Everyone needs a win. And if that means pushing aside people you respect in order to achieve it, then that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. That's the way you've got to go. Russian leg sweep by Kushida there, planting Itami into the... planting Hardy into the mat. He'll much be liking to plant Itami into the mat, particularly with the Back to the Future, I imagine. In just a few days from now, chop from the second rope there. Hardy goes down, clutching onto his head. Kushida, another suplex attempt. One earlier was denied. This one not so much. Gets all of that suplex on Matt Hardy in the turnbuckle. Kushida feeling a little bit confident right now. Don't want to make it seem artificial, though. Don't want to make it seem forced, just to try and throw Hideo Itami off his game. Good counter there by Kushida. Kicked him in the head, and he flies. Went for the drop kick, but Hardy was looking at him the whole time and evaded. Big forearm, countered. Plus kick right in the gut there by Matt Hardy. Side effect from him as well. Hardy could be looking to end things right here, right now. Might be looking for the twist of fate. Will he get it? No. Good counter from Kushida. He brings him in. Look out. Hoverboard lock. Hoverboard lock is applied. Hoverboard lock on Matt Hardy, but is he done enough to force the tap out? I doubt it. And that is very much so the case. Hardy with a good fight out of it. Oh, spinning heel kick as well from Matt Hardy. Goes into the cover, hoping it's enough, and it's not even enough for a 2 count. That's not going to stop Hardy, though, from continuing on his offense right now. Up in the air, suplex attempt. Oh, Kushida slips out of it. And back suplex of his own. Good counter there from Kushida, but he needs to stay on the offense right now. Can't afford to slip up here. Hardy is down on his back, and Kushida needs this win. Then he needs to do everything in his power to claim it. Double clotheslines. There's the drop kick as well. Kushida fired up and ready to go here. Kick in the gut. Kushida transitions into an armbar. Armbar from Kushida. Will this be the one to make Matt Hardy tap out? It's pivotal for Kushida to get this victory heading into TakeOver by any means necessary, but he might not even get it. Twist of fate from Hardy. Oh, but the rope saved Kushida right then and there. And not only that, but Kushida's up to his feet and fighting on. Is he looking forward? Looking to end it? Back to the future. 1, 2. Hardy kicks out at 2. What a contest this has turned into. Neither guy can put the other one away. Both hitting their big moves, and both unable to get the win with it. Kushida up high. Corkscrew moonsault. He hopes it's enough to finish off Hardy. Will it be? No. Kick out at 2 from Matt Hardy. Says otherwise. Well, I'll tell you one thing. This fight for Matt Hardy right now is incredible. Kushida lining him up here. Could see some fatigue on Kushida. His back a little hunched over. That's definitely going to be something that Itami's going to make note of. Elbows there from Kushida, though. Quickly gets himself out of that hold. And here we go. Double underhook, twisting suplex, gets in that armbar. Hardy nowhere near the ropes. He's going to have to fight out of it like he did before. This time he can't. He taps. Kushida lets go immediately. And Kushida, your winner, heading into TakeOver. Gets the tap on Matt Hardy, and he can be happy about that. Kushida celebrating victory over Hardy right now, submitting him. That's not going to do any good for Hardy. This ain't going to do any good for Kushida. Here comes Iwatani. Kendo stick in the gut. Iwatani assaulting Kushida days before their meeting a TakeOver. I talked about there being no respect, and Iwatani proved my point to be true. Iwatani planting Kushida down. A kendo stick in the back to go along with the knife that he put in there. But will he be putting a knee into the face of Kushida for TakeOver to claim victory? We'll find out then. As for now, though, we must move on. The action continues on NXT, and while one half of the Broken Brilliance stutters to get a victory, the other half is going to be looking to send a message straight to SAnitY. As Punishment Martinez lines himself up for this match right here, right now. As this one gets underway, I gotta imagine there's something in the back of Martinez's mind that just absolutely loved what he saw with Lio Rush. To see Lio Rush in jeopardy following that match, to see him beaten 2-on-1, beaten down, not back up on his feet either. That's got to give Martinez a little bit of a smirk on his face, thinking that it just got one step easier for him to win that global championship. Whether or not he will this weekend at TakeOver remains to be seen. There's no other way of saying it, we are 3 matches away from WrestleMania weekend. And I don't mean to be offensive to the talents of NXT, but God, can we get there already? Nevertheless, it is Punishment Martinez's job to get some business done for SAnitY against the Broken Brilliance. It is the job of Punishment Martinez to put the hurt on Pentagon Jr. heading into TakeOver. It is Martinez's job to make sure that things aren't going good, that things aren't looking too good for Pentagon Jr., for Matt Hardy, for the tag team champions in general, as they head towards their title defense against SAnitY. Punishment Martinez goes it alone here, and he has some very important business to take care of in order to make sure that SAnitY get what they want. A TakeOver, which is, of course, the gold back around their waists. We'll see if that'll take place or not in but a moment. As Pentagon Jr. heads towards the ring, we'll see whether or not if Punishment Martinez will be able to do enough to make sure that SAnitY have an easier job of winning the tag team title. SAnitY have already made it easier for Punishment Martinez to win the NXT Global Championship at TakeOver New Orleans. It's now his job to return the favor. Just his luck, though, that he has got one of the hardest hitting fighters in the world in Pentagon Jr. Matt Hardy has already been beaten down. Hardy is already at a deep knock of confidence as we head into TakeOver. Pentagon Jr., not so much. Pentagon Jr., I don't think, is ever lacking in confidence, ever lacking in ability. Especially since the tag team of the Broken Brilliance has been formed. They're only a short-lived team, but their success speaks for themselves. The gold around their waist speaks for themselves already. Let's see what Punishment Martinez could do in this match, though, to try and inflict some hurt onto Pentagon Jr. Look at that, Pentagon Jr. storming out of the gates right after Punishment Martinez. He's not here to dance. He's not here to play around. He's here to make sure that Martinez doesn't have it easy heading into TakeOver, but Pentagon Jr. does. He's here to make sure that SAnitY have a message ringing through their heads that the Broken Brilliance are still very much so on top of their game, and that they're going to need a hell of a lot to take the titles away from them. Look at the speed in which Pentagon Jr. is working with already. There's a dragon screw to the taller Punishment Martinez. That's going to do so much more damage to his legs. And speaking of damage, that's all the Pentagon Jr. really cares about inflicting. Here we go. Stamping away on the arm right now. Stepping on it there. Agony for Punishment Martinez. As we get going here. Oh, no. Moves out of the way there, does Punishment Martinez. Pentagon Jr. unable to connect. And a big power bomb into the mat. For Pentagon Jr. to feel the impact of. Oh, huge lariat in the corner as well. Jawbreaker reversal. Pentagon Jr. now unable to capitalize on it, though. Ran into the... Oh, Canadian Destroyer, though, from Pentagon Jr. If that's hitting the main event of WrestleMania, there could be a new ECW champion, of course. But as for right now, Pentagon Jr. just using it almost as a transition. That's the insane mindset of Pentagon Jr. It's just another move for him. And the turnbuckle now is Punishment Martinez. These guys just fighting back and forth with one another. Top gear from the moment they've come out of the gates, essentially. They've just wanted to hurt one another. Counter there from Pentagon Jr. No, yeah, I think it was. I don't know. I completely forgot where my train of thought was there. Kick out Diva. That's what I was looking for. Hard elbow by Punishment Martinez. Gets him out of that. Hold it all. Pentagon Jr. went running right into that big boot. Did not leave himself in good shape at all. Punishment Martinez trying to make him pay. Quick shot. Snapmares him down. Look at the speed in which Punishment Martinez came in to hit that big boot right into the head of Pentagon Jr. And the headbutt will follow as well. Of course, this is all about Punishment Martinez sending a message to Elias as well. That he isn't in any... That just because Lio Rush is in jeopardy doesn't mean that Elias has it plain sailing either. But oh, you better watch out because here comes the fear factor from Pentagon Jr. planting him into the mat. Pentagon looking for the win. Doesn't quite get it. Kick out at 2 from Punishment Martinez. Took too long to make the cover. Oh boy. Not that that matters, because Pentagon Jr. has another move up his sleeve to end it. Pentagon Driver. 1, 2, 3. Broken Brilliance is not done yet. They are not down. They are not beaten. And they are not caving into SAnitY at TakeOver. So says Pentagon Jr. Oh, man. That's going to be a good one. Between SAnitY and Broken Brilliance one more time for the tag team titles. Hardy may well be knocked back a little bit in terms of momentum. Pentagon Jr., though, showing no signs of it at all. Time to move on to our next contest of the evening. It was a big 6-woman tag team match that main evented last week's NXT. Here tonight, Io Shirai in action as she looks to get some business settled heading into TakeOver with Jazzy Gabert. Shirai will challenge for the NXT Women's Championship against Tessa Blanchard, and it seems as if Shirai isn't alone when it comes to being in the ring here tonight, because accompanying her are the same 2 women who stood by her side in last week's 6-woman tag team matchup. Mayu, Iwatani, and Toni Storm definitely going to be making it harder for Trifecta to try and get something done over Io Shirai. Shirai has already been the victim of beatdowns, of assaults, of batterings from Trifecta, and she's not going to let that impact her. She's not going to let that happen again here tonight. She's doing something about it. And there is the woman that she has to worry about, the alpha female herself in Jazzy Gabert, preparing for this one, running right towards the ring, wasting no time here as she prepares to do battle with Io Shirai. The last time these 2 women went at it, I believe, was about 3-4 weeks ago. It ended with a Trifecta beatdown of Io Shirai. Last week would have knocked Io Shirai a little as well. I don't even think she got to get her hands on Tessa Blanchard once. And on top of that, her team were defeated. Gabert picking up the victory over Iwatani, I believe it was. Well, now it is the turn of Shirai to have another crack here at Jazzy Gabert. This may not be the wisest decision so close to takeover, but it's the one that Shirai has chosen to let happen. Calling about type again between these two women after Gabert essentially just had them in the turnbuckle. Side headlock here now. Gabert powering her way out of it, getting up to a standing side headlock of Shirai. The number one contender to the Women's Championship, not backing down for a second. Duck under. Went for a dropkick in the leg there, and I don't even know if... I think she might have missed in trying to connect with Gabert there. Quick strikes right now, trying to phase the alpha female as Tessa Blanchard watches on from ringside. Suplex attempt. Nope, Shirai evades it. And a reverse DDT will drive Jazzy Gabert right into the mat. This is what it's all about for Shirai right now, making sure that every move she hits is precise, and every move she hits does damage as well, because she does not want to be on the receiving end of offense repeatedly in this contest. Because that's the worst thing to have happen against Jazzy Gabert, and it's the worst thing to have happen heading into TakeOver as well, because there is not at all much time to recover. So if she takes a beating tonight, it's going to be hard to bounce back. Same with Leo Rush. I think whatever end of the stick he got once he was left on his own, he doesn't have much time to recover for TakeOver. Duck under there by Shirai. Oh, what a power bomb! What a crushing powerbomb from Jazzy Gabert right there. Knee in the gut. Huge discus clothesline to go with it. Shirai folded in from it, but not staying down. The Genius of the Sky keeps fighting. Double underhook. Face plant there. Implant buster. Cover made. Trying to put away Gabert here. Trying to make life easy for her heading into TakeOver. Not happening just yet, however. Kicking the gut from Jazzy Gabert now. Gut wrench. He might have been taken for a gut wrench powerbomb. Great counter from Shirai. German suplex. Middle of the ring. Covers. Kick out immediately. Like I said, though, needs to be hitting those big moves, and she's certainly doing that. Shirai has her here. Locked in and driving her into the mat. That could be the perfect position for the moonsault, but Shirai doesn't quite see it that way. Elbows into the top of Gabert's head. More needs to be done to finish this one, I think, is the mindset for Shirai. But reverse clothesline there, ducked under the original, then smashed with one in the back of her head. That's going to knock you silly, as are these full mount punches. Shirai not blocking them either. In the turnbuckle we go. Oh, this ain't going to be good for Shirai. What is Gabert having in mind here? Running tackle! A running tackle of Shirai, and she is holding her ribs. She's hurt. She is most certainly hurt, and she's in big trouble. Back suplex face buster. A pivotal move to the offense of Gabert, and Shirai isn't interested. Kicking out of the counter one there. Tessa Blanchard's got to be watching on though and thinking her challenger is taking a lot of offense. Is taking a lot of punishment. Especially now on the back. On those ribs as well. Look at this submission hold right in front of Storm and Iwatani. Iwatani couldn't bear to watch for a moment there. Shirai though, kicking her way out of it. Clutching her back momentarily, but staying on the money. Look at this now. Shirai perching Gabert up on the top rope. Are you kidding me? This is going to be huge if Shirai can hit it. Superplex. She got all of it. Superplex from Shirai. And no, I think she was planning the moonsault there. She had the moonsault in mind. Blanchard provides the distraction. And Gabert's the one to capitalize. Torture rack. Neck breaker. And look at that celebration from Blanchard. Her plan paying off. Lariat attempt, countered there by Shirai. Ducked under, stun under, onto that top rope. Gabert prone, right where Shirai wants her. Right in front of Trifecta as well. The moonsault connects. Io Shirai victorious, heading into TakeOver and looking at the woman she faces for that championship as well. Blanchard just saw her challenger fight back from a scenario where it seemed like she was beaten to claim victory. Can she do it again this weekend? Can she become the NXT Women's Champion? They'll fight it alone. And it'll be down to Hart alone that'll dictate who leaves New Orleans with the NXT Women's Championship. TakeOver is so close. One match to go, and what a match it's gonna be. Strap ourselves in, here we go. Jeff Cobb, Tyler Bate, main event of NXT. This is gonna be a big one. Two marquee matchups for NXT TakeOver New Orleans. It was stated by the NXT general manager last week that Jeff Cobb and Hangman Page will square off one-on-one. A grudge match between those two, there's no doubt about it. Tyler Bate, of course, has the biggie. The main event against the Machine, Brian Cage. A huge match for Tyler Bate. Perhaps the biggest he's had since winning that NXT championship. Perhaps bigger than Corin inside Hell in a Cell. Maybe, in terms of it just being a match that Bate has to worry about holding on to his title with. I'm not 100% certain, but Bate can't overlook Jeff Cobb right now. Bate may well be on top of his game, but that is still one mountain of a man you cannot ignore. Jeff Cobb preparing for this match, but wait a minute, Hangman Page through the crowd and into the ring. Neckbreaker by Page. Through the ropes he came, a slingshot neckbreaker, and Hangman Page is starting an assault on Jeff Cobb in the ring. Before Tyler Bate could even make an entrance, Hangman Page and Cobb are battling with one another. Oh, slingshot spear from Cobb there. These two men stand to fight right now, just how they will at NXT TakeOver. Hangman Page trying to get one over on him here, trying to beat down Jeff Cobb. I see Tyler Bate, Bate trying to head towards the ring. Wait a minute, from behind Bate, Brian Cage. Cage with a kick to the back of the head of Tyler Bate, the NXT champion, assaulted on the entrance ramp, and the main event of TakeOver, fighting up there right now. There's a fight in the ring, and there's a fight on top of the stage as well. Cage and Bate throwing fists with one another, days, hours even, before their match at TakeOver. Wait a minute. Oh my goodness, suplex on the ramp, back in the ring. Page and Cobb still fighting with one another. Brian Cage trying to keep Bate pinned down. The fight still going on between those two up there. Meanwhile in the ring, Hangman Page lining it up here. Page, cannonball over the top rope. And back up on the ramp. Cage beating down Bate right now. Bate trying to fight back here. Oh no, not again. Another suplex onto the stage. It's all fighting right now. TakeOver. What an evening we're in for in New Orleans.